So I just finished episode 4 of The Great Ace Attorney and I can't stop thinking about it. I just want to continue playing the game. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But it's the middle of the night and there are people in other rooms sleeping. So I won't be speaking as loud as I usually do. Also, I spoke like this. It's the same day, okay, since episode 4 ended. So my throat is still like recovering. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with episode 5, Investigation Part 1, The Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. Okay, what does this unspeakable story mean? The Hound of the Baskervilles. What the hell is that?
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited breathlessly in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared.
Hey, what is going on?
From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us.
Oh shit,
A
this
hound
looks like
it
a...
was, but not such a
a
hound
wolf?
as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear.
You know, maybe I shouldn't have played it at
While
night. I'm like
Sholmes declared,
really scared of
gazing upon the mystical
horror
beast.
games.
For this,
Horror movies I'm good.
this is the
Horror games,
diabolical
I'm
hound of the
terrified.
Baskervilles.
Terrified. Our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. In that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country, and in Saseki-san's terrible ordeal that had followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court. Oh shit. Which was hardly surprising, of course, since I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land that solved 2 cases. The first one, I'm still about it, but 2 cases in a foreign land and you won in both of them is like, I think that's pretty good. So life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. 15th April, 9:13 a.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, that looks so cool now. Do they both sleep in this room, or like do they have other rooms? Maybe that room over there is Susato's. That morning, I was awoken by the unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone, Susato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Susato-san? Yes! Is it time to leave for court already? Let me see. What case is it today? I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I? Oh, no, of course not. How silly of me. But I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. So shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite? Yes. Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food. How old is Iris again? She's 10. Oh god. I can make breakfast, but I don't think it's like okay. It's not like wow, or like it's not like bad. It's not like wow, so I don't know. She does, doesn't she? And once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fighting fit form. Let me see. What case is it today? Here we go again. Okay, let's examine the area. Okay, nothing over here. Let's do this. It's spring at last and the weather is warmer now. But I love the smell of the fire and the steam rising from the kettle. Oh, winter and spring are the best. Again, I'm saying this is summer and I'm literally dying in this heat. I'm like waiting for winter, even though it's super short where I live. But I just love winter. Oh, would you like some tea, Naruhodo-san? Thank you, Susato-san, but I'm alright for now. with green tea Sudato-san makes me from time to time and Iris's unique herbal infusions. This place is paradise for a true tea lover. Oh my god. Green tea is such a wonderful accompaniment to British tea cakes, don't you think? I don't like tea, nor do I like tea cakes. The British would kill me. But it's a mortar and pestle kind of thing. So this is a tea set that Suzato-san brought with her from Japan. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter. Tea is a drink to be enjoyed, Naruhodo-san. You really don't have to force yourself to drink it, you know. I don't like to see you screw up your face, so... Wait, so Naruhodo doesn't like tea just like me. Oh my god. Me and Naruhodo, Rinosuke are like this. We are best friends. I wish I had a friend like Rinosuke in my life. We've only been here in London for about 2 months, but my desk is starting to look a little messy already. You could tidy up once in a while. Sato-san, I always say, making a mess is a small sacrifice to pay for being able to further your studies. And time spent tidying up is time you can't devote to the same cause. My thing is like this when the exam starts getting nearer. The nearer the exam, the messier my room becomes. Like it is a shit show in like when exams happen. Oh my god, I hate exams, traumatize me. And time spent on ridiculous arguments is time that could be better spent on some simple housework. Oh, she wins, but I'm supposed to be the lawyer here. She is the judicial assistant. Okay, let me... Is there anything else? Oh, there's a... I forgot what these dolls are called. Ah, the Daruma doll. Yeah, Daruma doll. I brought with me from home. Still with only one eye colored in. Majima? I said I'll color the other eye once I won my first court case here in London. But you have won, haven't you? Twice, in fact. Because I feel as though I'm still lacking as a lawyer. I tell you what, why don't you color the other eye in once you think I'm a proper, fully fledged lawyer? If you insist. Aw, these two are so cute. Wait, how old is Suzato? Let's go this way. Ah, this must be the telegram. Let's see. Ah! No, you mustn't look at that. Not under any circumstances. Alright, I won't. I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san, but you can be very mischievous at times. Then put the telegram away if you don't want people looking at it. Okay, this is Suzato's desk. This is Rinosuke's desk. Okay, and let's see what's this. We were rather lucky to find that old aquarium left behind here. The prawns we put in there are doing rather well, and the anemones too. It's a wonderful invention, isn't it? The sea behind glass inside your room. Another example of Great Britain's greatness. Having to clean it out and change the water isn't so great though, is it? Do you know, I've never seen inside your room there, Suzato-san. I've never even peeped inside. I should think so too. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know. Whatever you say, young maiden. Oh wait, you know what? Let's present our badge. It means a great deal to me, you know, that you cherish his armband so and wear it each time you appear in court. Dude, this is so gay, man. Okay, like, come on, dude. But it's very important to me. It's what shows that I'm a lawyer. And whenever I wear it, I feel as though it gives me strength. Through Kazuma. I absolutely can't be without it, especially when I'm at critical point in a trial. But just the other day, I noticed you were wearing it when we went to visit that park. Sometimes I forget to take it off. Bro is just wearing that armband everywhere. Okay, let's converse. The telegram. Suzato, what is in that telegram? So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Oh, a telegram? I don't know what you're talking about. Suzato, come on! Sorry, but you're not gonna get away with that. Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. It was just a boring old telegram. Nah, you're lying.
Stop fucking lying.
That's 3 times now that she's tried and failed to convince me it was nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Alright, I understand. Soseki-san, is he gone back to Japan? I suppose Soseki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now, won't he? Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. And he didn't die? Which would mean he should have completed the voyage already or be just a few days away. A fortnight ago we had that very long telegram from him. Do you remember? Complaining of seasickness. But by and large, it seems the voyage has been going well. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? I was just wondering what might have become of Seki-san had he stayed in London, that's all. You mean as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper? Yes, I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case. Lord Van Zeeks! What is it they say? That no one who stands his dock can be saved from the Reaper, right? Like the way that nightmarish trial ended on the very day we arrived in London. Even 2 months on, the cause of that dreadful fire is still a mystery. Yes, but at least Soseki-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably that means that the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps? Even if that's the case, it's little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would mean he wields the sword of justice himself. Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. No, I don't think so. Apparently Lord Van Zeek hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. Huh? Is he waiting for me to get a trial or like a court trial or something? Oh? Yes, since Soseki-san's trial, he's withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems. Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seen in court at all for several years. So it's just been me who's had to face him in his recent spate of trials then. Just my luck. I wonder if luck doesn't come into it. Sorry, what was that? Oh, nothing. Never mind. He's choosing cases only where I'm in it. That's probably the case. Okay, let's move to Shom Suite. 15th April, Shom Suite. Morning, Bruno. Morning, Susie. Good morning, Iris. Shoms, what is this horrible violin? Oh my god. This is... sorry, my ears are dying. Iris? What is it, Bruno? What is that terrible noise? It sounds like a cat being strangled. Ah, yes. You noticed that, did you? Hurley isn't in the best form this morning, it seems. Oh, what's wrong, bro? Are you going through depression? Hello. Hello, Mr. Shomes. Good morning. What's wrong, bro? Bro, I need to take a screenshot of this face. Dude, this is not the face I see on Shomes, okay? That's more like something I would make. This is the face I would make every day with Jinosuke. A good morning to die. Bro is going through it. Has something happened, Mr. Shomes? You look miserable, and the way you were playing the violin before. My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. He's going through an emo phase right now. Damn this blanched existence! Bro, the sound effect is making it funnier. That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dry toast and insipid coffee for me. if it's not too much trouble. Oh? Oh, is it the guy from Suseki-san's place? Oh, so cute! Oh look, it's Vagahai! Oh my god, they named him as well. Good morning, boy. Meow. That must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. But how did it get there? Well then everyone, time for breakfast. Oh, wonderful! Let me help you, Iris. This Shomes is so funny, dude. I love Shomes so much, dude. I love Shomes. Oh, it would indeed be a fine day to die. This is something I would say, like, like half as a joke and half like I'm so dead today. I just wanna myself. I knew something looked different. Oh, that huge thing is gone. Something's missing from Mr. Shome's desk. I don't remember what that huge thing was, but there was a huge thing. Yeah, we'll talk to you later, Shomes. Let's see, and like, just look around. Look at Mr. Shome's desk. It's completely clear. Isn't that enormous machine usually on it? We can never hope to understand what goes on in the great detective's mind, Mr. Naruhodo. Why, next time we're invited, we may find he's vacated the entire suite. That's scarily plausible, actually. Man, with people who are like geniuses, they always have like a scattered brain thing. Like, you don't have no idea what they're gonna do next. There's all sorts on the shelves, chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is gonna topple at any moment. Oh, it's such a charmingly untidy collection of paraphernalia. Oh my god, paraphernalia, isn't it? It just looks messy to me, like my desk. But you, Mr. Naruhodo, must learn to tidy up after yourself. Favoritism much? Oh, no favoritism there then. Okay, let's do this. It looks like that huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. It seems very sturdy with an equally sturdy lock. Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't go around opening things. I always have to keep an eye on you, don't I? You're very mischievous. How did you come to that conclusion? I mean, you tried to look at her telegram with the which was commanded by me, so The fire is burning comfortingly in the grate again today. It's a very different feeling to a Japanese hibachi somehow. Oh, look at that photographic print of a lady displayed on the mantelpiece. Could it be? Yes, it must be. It's the woman. Oh, how exciting. Is that supposed to mean something to me? What woman? I can't see no woman. Shomes, are you with a woman or something? I don't know any Sherlock Holmes stuff, so like, I don't know, are they like referring to something? These are all mementos of Mr. Shome's past cases, I think. If he'd been involved in my case, I wonder if the beefsteak from La Carnival would be on display here. A mystery shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon. Ah, what an entrancing collection. It looks like an untidy assortment of junk to me, rather like what's on my own shelves. Well, you really ought to learn to keep your things in order, Mr. Naruhodo. No favoritism there at all. I love that like Phoenix and his descendants are all like so sarcastic, and I love it because I love sarcasm. This is Iris's place. This is where Iris notes down ideas, isn't it? Let's see, what does it say today? Ah, the Boscombe Valley Mystery. Oh, how intriguing! It must be the title of Iris's latest work. Oh my, I wonder what fantastic tale awaits us. Zato-san looks like an angel, but I bet she's dreaming of the most unsavory crime you could imagine. Let's see, what's over here? Iris's beautiful tea set is there on the table as usual. A cup of one of her special herbal blends always helps me to relax when I'm feeling the strain. The English pastime of tea has many similarities with our own tea ceremony customs, don't you think? It's the idea of hospitality behind it. That's the essence of tea. Okay, let's see this medicine cabinet thingy. There's a charming little white shelf and full of charming little bottles too. But the contents of them aren't quite so charming, it seems. Science is the future, Mr. Naruhodo. You can't deny it. I'm saving my money so that I can buy some chemistry apparatus as well. Law, chemistry, takedown throws. What diverse skills you boast, Miss Dato. As useful as they are, I am not sure that my throwing skills are worthy of inclusion in that list. No, your throwing skills have almost killed me sometimes, so it's a skill. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Iris doing much writing recently, but there's paper already set up in the typewriter. Look, as if she's about to start. That reminds me, when I mentioned that Iris was in the process of writing a full-fledged novel, Mr. Natsume was most impressed. Ah, yes, Mr. Natsume. That's what I'll be doing too once I'm back in Japan, he said through tightly clenched fists and teeth. Okay. Anything else? Okay, I think that's it. Let's talk to Iris over here. Wagahai! Mr. Natsume's cat seems to have settled into his new home then. Oh yes, and I have become very attached to little Waggy. It would appear his previous owners completely forgotten to him. Cats are unfeeling creatures. Their mews are as empty as the hearts of the muses. Oh, these two are so cute. If Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, I wonder why he kept him in the first place. I expect he would have taken him if he could. But pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. And for good reason, terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Well, I don't mind, because Waggy is adorable. Oh, I'm gonna kill my. Oh my god, I was gonna say I'm gonna kill myself for this cat. I say that a lot. I'm sorry, it might trigger some people. Yes, he really is. Oh yes, what about that door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from? Oh, you noticed? You're observant, Bruno. Look, I used this. It's my latest invention. What is that? I call it the cat flapper mat. Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right, it can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see. Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Well, yes, maybe, but now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like. Oh, I think it's wonderful. You must make one for us in the door of our office upstairs, Iris. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. Okay, Shomes, we gotta talk to you. What's going on, bro? Talk to me. Wanting to die. Bro, this is the first conversation is wanting to die. First thing in the morning. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Shomes. What's happened? It used to be the case that in my hands, this violin sung like the dawn chorus. Its mellifluent tones would make flowers bloom. It would? But now, the muses are unamused with me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Shomes? For hours I have bowed, for days even. Through the night I have endeavored to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliant, clear, unwavering tone. Gone forever. No more recitals of unbridled emotion. Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley? Don't worry, I'm sure it will come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man, the next they unmercifully withdraw it. Oh dear. Why is this happening to me? If they take the turn a half for the violin from me, what is left for pity's sake? What is left? Deduction perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? The missing machine. Mr. Shomes, I don't like to pry, but your desk looks rather empty today. Ah, well done, Miss Zato. Your observational skills do you credit. Oh no, Mr. Sholmes, they pale into insignificance when compared to yours. You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you? You mean Hurley's great analytoscope? That's at Windy Banks now. Sorry? It's at a Windy Bank? No, Windy Banks, the pawnbrokery. Pawn? What? You mean you've pawned that enormous machine of yours? It has some considerable value, you see. Quite undeservingly. But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you. Dear madam, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker has a wonderful machine. How can it be anything but desperate? Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. It is? It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Oh, what's to understand exactly? How pawnbroking works. Sholmes, please come back. But this is so funny like this as well. What did you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works? To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. Banks? On Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week. And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Everyone does it, you see, especially people in... Oh wait, why am I speaking depressed? Everyone does it, you see, especially people in inner London. And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn, should the need arise. Oh, how ingenious! So whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Windy Banks, you see? A pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. Who would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain? Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley? Bruh, what does it matter? The world is dead to me. Sholmes, come back! Oh, what happened? Wacky? Oh, what was that? Pagahai? What the fuck is going on? What was that? Oh no! Pagahai is tangled up in your violin. I think he thinks it's a toy. No! What's he doing to it? Oh dear, Mr. Sholmes' precious violin. Why should I care? What? I shouldn't be surprised. If the cat is a more accomplished musician than I now. Oh my god, Mr. Sholmes really is in poor spirits, isn't he? Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives, shall I, Hurley? Out of the cat's reach if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. Ay, bro. So this is the violin, is it? It's a Stradivarius, one of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings. How honorable of you! And until today, it has been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance I have made. I ask you, is there reason to live in a world devoid of music? To tolerate this blanched existence? Wait, I didn't read it quickly. There is none! Ay, Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes? What, dear madam, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine. Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think? Hmm? What do you mean, Mrs. Otto? Wait, what is this music right now? Oh, Susie's right. Yes, the tone of the wood is completely different. And that's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before. Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? What's this? Is this another... I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Sholmes, but that instrument isn't a violin at all. Then what? I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola. Wait, is the instrument called a viola? What? Dude fell down. What the fuck was that pause? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you alright? You're right. You're quite right. This isn't my fateful Stradivarius. So what, pray, is this piece of stringed flotsam? Not your faithful performing partner, then? Ah, I see what must have happened. You do, Iris? This is just a simple mix-up. It sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what's happened if we ask her. Iris. It's probably with the pawnbroker thingy, right? What did you mean by mix-up, Iris? Well, you see, this viola, was at Windybank's until last week. At the pawnbroker's? Not Mr. Show's beloved musical partner. There is a proverb from the East, with which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel. Huh? Yes, indeed. So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers and hoped that it would experience personal growth? Oh, what a wonderful idea. Yeah. Last week I pawned my great analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Windybank mistakenly furnished me with his tawdry fiddle instead. But my ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timbre of this piece of timber. No, but your every sense is deceived by the fact that it just had strings. Shish, a fine state of affair this is. And why I always say, Mr. Naruhodo, never trust a pawnbroker, they will try to fiddle you every time. But earlier you told us that you could think of a pawnbroker as an extremely secure vault. Bros flip-flopping. Come, Mr. Naruhodo, dilly-dallying will get you nowhere. Sorry? Crunching your toast with that vacant aspect, pressing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with which we are faced? We must visit Mr. Windybank's brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes? Precisely, Mrs. Otto, without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs. My dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect, to press your egg even more obtusely? Bro, let me eat my food, dude. Let me eat my bacon and eggs, Sholmes. Alright, say no more. Let's go then. Don't worry, Bruno. I'll be happy to heat it up for you again later. Well, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I'm rather curious to see what a British pawnbrokers looks like. Baker Street. We can put a Baker Street as well. Oh wait, from Baker Street we'll have to go to the thing. Oh, let's examine. Can I examine? You won't annoy me, right? It's already been 2 months since we started taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes' office. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. Oh, I know! To actually be sharing accommodation with the world's greatest detective. If I ever find myself before a court of law now, I will have not one regret. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll be happy to defend you, of course. You know, I want a game of Ace Attorney where we, instead of defense attorney, we become the prosecutor. I feel like that's an interesting aspect which we haven't. There's another game which is Ace Attorney inspired, which related to magic. I want to play that as well. And like a lot of people said it was a lot of fun to play, so I'm gonna do that as well. Look at all the different things in the window of the shop. Ah, that's Windy Banks, the pawnbrokery. It looks much smarter than a pawnbroker's in Japan, doesn't it? Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally. It reminds me of tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo. That line has been said like 2000 times right now. But Kerry Clarkson is amazing. Windy Banks Pawnbrokery. 15th April. Windy Banks Pawnbrokery. So this is the British pawnbrokery. Oh my, there are all sort of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Asked Sato-san, and the spark of wonder in your eyes. You can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Oh yes, I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we're here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes! We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, sir, welcome back. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo. It's time to inform Mr. Windybank of our ire. Come, the fight is afoot. Hi. I'ma just examine your area first, and then we'll talk. What are you doing, my dear fellows? We're not here to browse for interesting curious. We have come to teach this broker a lesson. Oh, but there are just so many fascinating items. It looks as though we'll have to talk to Mr. Windybank first before we can explore in here, Mrs. Atto. Sholmes! Violin. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes! This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windybank. The color of the wood is different, it has holes in it, it's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes. I am so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me. An inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. Oh? What? Oh no! I still have to take my own life. No. This escalated too far. What the fuck? I should have to take my own life. I don't think that will be necessary, do you? If I may just say one thing before I pop off. I was literally talking about killing myself. No, this was not what I meant, bro. Ah, yes? It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry? It was you, Sholmes, you idiot. As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin when I heard, here it is. You did? And when I turned to controvert you, you had taken the viola and left, sir. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouch any longer. May this guilt die with me. No, stop, my dear fellow, the fault is mine. I'm like, Renosuke and Sudato are like, what the fuck is going on with these two? Keep the gun down, Mr. Windybank. Phew. It would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize, Mr. Windybank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Herlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now, would you? Haha, I do believe you may be right, sir. Ha. Sholmes, you bitch. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. It must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I needn't remind you of the peculiar collection of items you've brought through my door in the past. Oh? Peculiar items? In the extreme, ma'am, for example, the unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Sherlock Holmes or some such. Oh my, a new full-fledged novel? An unpublished? A story I've yet to read, you mean? Ah, forgive me. Wait, before you die... before you die, you have to tell me where the book is, bitch, and then you can die. Wait, before you die, you must tell me more. Okay, this is going way crazy than I expected. Okay, the gun is still on him. Unpublished story. I must know more, tell me everything. Wow, Sudato-san is really fired up now. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see. I should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Windybag. For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir, not a farthing more. It houses something of very great value indeed, the latest manuscript, recounting the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I beg your pardon, a manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed, I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Sholmes, is that really true? Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay a fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. Of course, sir, of course. They're safe and sound with me, I assure you, on my life. This is all very strange. Okay, pawnbrokery. Let's go. I wonder, could I ask you something? Ah, a gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, that sable suit. I suppose I could offer you 6 pence for it. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry? Aha, but for your splendid attire, ma'am. 5 guineas, no less. The colors are exquisite, the design exotic. Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say. Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? How interesting. Why do I feel as though I've suffered some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that pawnbrokeries are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you described. I praise their items and have offered them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure storage. If in that time they repay the original sum to me plus the agreed interest, the items are happily returned. But what happens if they don't pay you the money? Then the items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelves behind me. So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed then? That's right, ma'am, that's right. Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all. The very idea, Mr. Windybank, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually.
Objection!
A good morning to die. Says the man who was telling us all it was a good day to die only this morning. Oh my god, I feel like I'm being like shaded so hard right now as well. And let us not forget that I have already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device which Mr. Windybank has installed here in his shop. I call it the red-handed recorder. Is that not so, Mr. Windybank? Ha! What was that deep sigh about? Red-handed recorder. What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. Oh. Is it like a CCTV camera? Also, I can't see it. Where the fuck is it? I can't see it anywhere here. I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device. Very astute. It is indeed a camera furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film, and every 30 minutes precisely the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Here, I have an example I can show you. Ah yes, a print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive it produces a crystal clear image even in darkness. Really, that's extraordinary. Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look. Some crime is going to happen over here. So you see, were someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed. But did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals? Indeed, as you say, my dear madam. Then what if the incident were to occur in between times? One could only say that would be a cruel twist of fate. I must confess your devices have been giving me some cause for distress of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Windybank? Surely they're anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not one but 2 cameras in my shop after all, which means I must pay for nigh on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film will break me before I'm very much older. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbrokery, no? My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heaven help us! Whew. Now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Oh, it's very pretty. Ah, the very thing! Thank you, Mr. Windybank. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you try to pop, Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Fear not. Sorry? I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you then, Mr. Windybank. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. This guy. So, Mr. Naruhodo, now we can explore at last. Let's go exploring. Okay, look at the enormous ledger open on the counter there. Mr. Windybank is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items he accepts. He'll have to be, otherwise he'll get himself into all sorts of trouble. Which might explain the thing that catches my eye far more than the ledger. This revolver here. Do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering an article herein, my dear fellow. I assure you, Mr. Windybank would not hesitate to draw that weapon with the speed bellowing his portly size. Oh, you don't mean he'll blow his brains out? Indeed, in recompense for his blunder. Ay, oh my. But in any case, of course you would never do such a thing. How could you even suggest it? Oh god, this is... the people are getting crazier and crazier in this game. What's behind here? There seems to be a little door hidden behind that curtain there. That leads to the storage room where Mr. Windybank keeps articles that are currently in pawn. Ah, I see. There's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly wouldn't recommend any larcenous activity. Recommended or not, it's not something I tend to do. There is but one key, and Mr. Windybank keeps it in his pocket at all times. Before he sleeps, he places it into a small pot which he slides under his pillow. How on earth do you know about that, Mr. Sholmes? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. I am frequently assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain. Mr. Sholmes, you are a wonder! And the prime suspect of this pawnbrokery is ever burgled. That is worrisome. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Okay, wait. Look at this. What could this lovely big shiny box be? That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country. Oh my, yes, but I've certainly never seen one so large before. Shall we listen a while? Oh, music? Oh, that's so nice! Ah, what a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels. I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of the larger variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There is a metal disc inside on which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. Was this all in the 19th century? That's kind of crazy in my opinion. I would think it would have happened in the 20th century, not in the 19th. Holy shit. Unless this is just a fictional thing and I'm just saying everything wrong. My goodness, what a simply delightful machine. Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course. Ha! Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace. Okay, let's check over here. What an assortment of assortment of things there are on the shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks, and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine. Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in his shop for sale at a price of his choosing. Oh yes, now you explain it, I'm noticing little price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan can one extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black garb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasured university uniform? Never. It embodies my student spirit. But I feel like this is a huge target for like thievery. Let's go this way. Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does? It seems to have two little windows for looking through. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you're looking at is a stereoscope. A stereo... Fascinating. It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself. Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me a moment while I just have a look. Just before you do, there is something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. However, if that is beyond you, it is of little consequence today. Alright then, I am going to try it. But you need to be cross-eyed so that you can do this machine. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, you must see. At once. Oh, alright then. So I need to be cross-eyed like I'm trying to look at my own nose. Huh? What the? I don't believe it. It's just a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Oh! Yes, the sense of depth is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. They're often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them. Why? Why are people meddling with such black magic? It is no magic, my dear madam. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. Oh, it's just science. Sholmes, you could have just said that. Look at this. Whatever could it be used for? I have no idea. There's a small catch just here, look. What is that? We're going to open it, aren't we? Oh my, that's amazing. It's some sort of spring-loaded mechanism, which we'll never manage to put back to the way it was before. What are you two doing? What? Us? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. It feels as though I've seen something rather similar to this elsewhere. Is this like a binocular? I don't know what this is. I got no clue. Is there anything over here? Okay, let's check this. The calendar. That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th April, today's date. Yes, that's not for sale, I must point out. It is an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. The perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow such as yourself, Mr. Windybank. Man, that's such a waste of paper. And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? Well, when the agreed storage period has passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say. Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. What? Only tuppence for it? That ain't fair and you know it. The article is barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer more. What is going on? Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. Come on, that can't be right, aren't you? Have you even had a proper butcher's at it? I've seen all I need to see, young girl. Oh, is that, Gina? Wait, don't we know? I'm sure I recognize her. Oh yes, it's the young lady from Mr. McGildett's trial 2 months ago. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. He, the Chancellor, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses, what's commonly called a pickpocket. I even took Iris's stuff. Gordon Bennett, you lot! Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. Eh? What, you remember me then, do you? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what are you doing in here? Down and out like the rest of us? Nothing to eat? Come to pop that black weasel? Sorry, coat, have ya? What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Ah, good day, unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah, Mr. Sholmes! So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article and I should negotiate with Mr. Windybank on your behalf. Pull the other one, I don't need no help from some stuck-up D. Get out of my business, go on or I'll make trouble for you. As you wish, Mrs. Strayed. I will happily remove myself from your presence. He's really done it, he's gone. I'm sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here. What is that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc? And you, go on, leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. Zelda-san can really stand her ground when she wants to. Whatever. Okay, let's present our badge to you. Would you have a look at, that's strange. Where's my armband gone? What's the problem? Something wrong? Don't suppose you're looking for this? Yes, but how and when? Oh wait, I didn't read that quickly enough. I got a talent for it, haven't I? Dive in. That's bordering on black magic. And it makes what I was about to say about my armband seem a little dull. So what do you want to tell me about it then? Nothing, just give it back to me. Let's converse. Pawnbroker's customer. Somehow I didn't really think you were the sort of person who'll use a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well, I am alright. I'm a Londoner just like everyone else. That's a problem, is it? No, not at all. It's just that, well... Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong to her. Probably got it on the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy Chase. Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo? Why would I deny it? She literally did say she's a pickpocketer. Alright, then I'm just gonna come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people? Well, I don't know about how best to answer that really. Suppose sometimes you're not going to deny it either, Miss Lestrade. But not this time, alright, I swear. That thing belongs to me. The disc that Mr. Windybank is holding. Perhaps we should see what he has to say about all this. Look at Mr. Windybank watching diligently over his shop. There are still so many things I'm curious about. I don't believe this is a time for browsing, Mr. Naruhodo. We should probably see whether the argument's been resolved yet, I suppose. Oh wait, I didn't press on him. Shit. Miss Lestrade disc. Mr. Windybank, what exactly is this metal disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? It seems to have hundreds of tiny little bumps on its surface. Ah, this is a music disc, you see, for use inside a music box. In a music box? What, you don't even know what a music box is? Just you Eastern lot ain't too savvy, eh? I know what a music box is, I've just never seen one of these discs before. The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going, and beautiful music plays. It's so incredible. Tell us what tune is on this disc. Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There are so many different types of music box, you see. British made, German, Swiss. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. Ah, I see. And that's it in a nutshell. I won't have any customers for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny. That's a packet of lies. You told me he did. He said it was, well... He? Who? Never you mind. It just ain't right, that's all. The disc worth good money. I know it is. Well then, you'll have to try your luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you? Gina Lestrade. She's been in before, of course, the little tatterdemalion. I see. And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add. Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me. So, is there something dubious about the dish she brought in today? Well, if only it were that simple. Sorry? What do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket. Ah, a storage ticket. So, Miss Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff. A girl like me has a lot of stuff. What needs storing? All right, yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight, but as she gave me the ticket for it and repaid both the loan and the interest, I was obliged to return the article to her. But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windybank. The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. It's the overcoat that she redeemed. Oh! What? What's wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come into all this? Ah, the disc is something else. A new article to pawn, if the girl and I can agree a price. New article to pawn? I'm confused. I thought you said that Miss Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owed on it, as you say. For this heavy black coat which you returned to her care, as I understood it. That's right, yes, and rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets. Oh, you mean... What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it? If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am. And she immediately tried to pawn it. For quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious if I think. Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Me. It doesn't really appear to be your size. Me, old man. It's me, old man's, ain't it? Is it Miss Lestrade? Yes, this is definitely all rather suspicious. Out of my way, please. Oh? Oh, who are you? You're a very pretty boy. Who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. The most British looking person I've ever seen. What's your problem, eh? There is no problem as long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve. Look, ain't it obvious I ain't done talking with him yet? If you think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line. He seems like an aristocrat type of thing. Well, you're an oh wait, oh no, I didn't read it. Sorry. Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Eh? Who are you? How do you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of the victim, it seems. What? You mean from you? Broker. Yes, sir? I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Oh my! Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say. And any music box disc too. No, you can't have it. You just can't. It's me old man's, or it was. Now it's mine. Goodness, Mr. Naruhodo. This is a very awkward situation. Yes, I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. What is going on? The gentleman's accusation. Miss Lestrade, is what the gentleman is saying. What you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on my life, I never laid eyes on the dandy before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you brought in here just now. No, I swear it. I swear to God. It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business, when this little gutterling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I have been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. Yet again? Oh yes, as you can see, I'm a man of impeccable style. I agree. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these back slum scoundrels. Hey, I don't have to be so mean about it. But you're an aristocrat, so I don't expect nothing more than that, obviously. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. Come along now, Miss Lestrade, give the good gentleman. Wait, why do I keep pressing it? Oh my God. Come along now, Miss Lestrade, give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're gonna cause trouble, I should have no choice but to call the police. Hold on, why does everyone think it's me? Just look at this dandy cove, and you think I'm the dodgy one? I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's the evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. Oh, I have evidence, naturally. You what? Okay, let's see the evidence. Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman. Of course, we need only consult Mr. Windybank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place. Yes, brilliant! I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh! I never ask customers' names, that's a strict policy of mine. But why not? Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain the anonymity. Yes, I see. But then, how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it? Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir. Might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? Of course, it's Professor. He looks so much like a JoJo character. It's like a JoJo pose. Yes, that's right. And all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A watchword? Interesting. So I guess it's like a code name for what item you have pawned off, I guess. So about these watchwords, Mr. Windybank, as I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why. Certain customers would like to keep the activity secret. Oh, Sholmes? I didn't even realize he was still there. That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Great detectives have no dark secrets, none at all. Yes, well, anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and a watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. And when someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article. That's right, sir, yes. Just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I've supplied you with the information you require already. But for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on 15th February. With the watchword of Professor. All perfectly correct information, sir. But how? Really, this is beyond a joke now. There is no further room for doubt. I actually believe Gina more. Though she has no evidence, but I just believe her. Okay, now, what does one do? Examine? Okay, let's examine him, I guess. Picture postcard gentleman. Excuse me, but who are you? One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry, yes, we are from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. What the fuck was that? I thought he was gonna go into like a dance sequence. Its inhabitants live on some fiery brown-colored soup, dressed up with exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatrical gesticulation about? Perhaps, anyway, if you're a gentleman, sir, you offer your own name first before inquiring after the name of another. Of course, yes, I'm Renosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer, well, a student of law, really. My name is Suzato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. I see. My name is Benedict. Yes, Edgar Benedict. Bro, he looks so cool, but his name is Edgar Benedict. Oh god. Bro is like fucking eggs, man. Enchante. He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but that name is suspicious. Oh, is this like a code name? Now to the matter at hand. Oh my god. My overcoat. Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off. Yeah, every move he makes, every breath he takes. I can't stand watching him. Okay, you got your coat back, I guess. So, let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Edgar Benedict, sir. Oh, the dancing is just so funny. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back. Cheh! This is why I hate grown-ups. Just cause I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar. And and the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. But of course, sir. Here's a disc for you. Just this one? Pardon, sir? I was expecting another, that is, I deposited another disc? Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. So, Cutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you? Says who, eh? I don't know nothing about that. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Oh my god, this guy. Wait a minute, that disc is mine. Ugh! Oh, what do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Oh my, yes, there's blood on the disc. Oh, it's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them. I found it first, alright? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. So you're not having it. Oi, you take it. Me? If I hang on to it, they'll have it off me again. So you keep hold of it. Miss Lestrade, why is this so important to her? A metal disc used to play music in a mechanical music box. The piece of music which remains unidentified is stored on the disc by means of small protrusions. Okay. You there, in the black livery. Bro, these people. Hand that disc to me at once, please. I know they're pointing at his outfit because he's wearing black, Renosuke, but the way they say it sounds so racist. Hand that disc to me at once, please. No, don't! He's lying. Grown-ups are all liars. What do I do now? How am I going to resolve this? Sholmes? Examine. I'll go to Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, what are you examining with such keen interest there? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see. What's wrong with you? So, you have found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows, cruelly ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So feigning mock interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Whilst, as you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, this 7% solution of caramel. God, Sholmes' dude is so funny, dude. So funny, dude. I think Sholmes is my favorite character. Great, you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo. But how could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. Then why on earth didn't you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone from bad to worse here, you know. Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Poor Mr. Sholmes, I feel simply awful for you. It would seem that my inferences are correct. Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you've solved the entire case once again? My dear madam, sometimes I wonder, were my genius for deduction to be commoditized? How much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration, but who knows if it will help to resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. You know what? Let me just save. What's the right thing to do here? Listen to deduction, obviously. Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament. Where the blue breezes have you been, hey? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight away, not an hour later. Sholmes. Harsh. And who, pray tell, are you? Mr. Eggert Benedict, you have in my eyes a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon? The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not yet revealed. Let's go, Sholmes! And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation, one you will orchestrate with intent to steal a vast sum of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? How? He turned as white as a hard-boiled egg. It would seem that once again, Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction. Just who do you think you are, sir? Ah yes, as I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. Let's go, are we going to do a deduction thing? So, shall we begin? The time has come for yet another Herlock Sholmes Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Hold it, that's the end of the video. See you next time.